Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is a coda to the one that I did for September 5th. And the reason I'm doing it is there's some really interesting things that are happening and significant things that are happening in the chart that I want to point your attention to, and they are over and above what's happening with the sun and the earth. So first of all, I want to note that Pluto has moved into the gate 61. And the gate 61 is the beginning of the knowing circuit, and it is tapped directly into superconsciousness or into the creative intelligence of the universe. Right now, Pluto is cycling between the gate 61 and the gate 60, going back and forth and back and forth. And I did a whole video about that. You can go and watch that here. It has to do with Pluto's retrograde cycle. So if you want to dig more into what this theme is about, I would really encourage you to do that. But briefly here, Pluto is lighting those up and is saying, what do we want to let go of? What do we want to let crash and burn? What mutations haven't been helpful to us and which mutations have been helpful to us, right? So I go into that in a lot of depth in that video about Pluto. Then we also have the gate 3536, which is fully defined in this chart, and it's going to be for a little while now here. And it's going from the emotional solar plexus up to the throat, and it's called the channel of transitoriness in traditional human design, or the channel of the threshold in quantum human design. You can see here from the chart that Mars is lighting up the gate 35 and that Neptune and the moon are lighting up the gate 36. Now, the moon is only going to be there for a little while, but Neptune's going to be there, and I think either the sun or the earth is going to join it during the next transit. So we're going to have this energy for a while. If you want to know more about Neptune's cycle, I also did a video on Neptune and it's in this playlist about retrograde season 2022 if you want to find out more about my take on Neptune and the gate 36. But I want to just talk about this whole channel here for a minute and to say this is a really beautiful energy. It's right-brained energy. It's in the sensing or the miracle circuit, and it's the energy for just kind of going for it, right? It's like, let's have new experiences. Let's push our inner limitations, push the boundaries, push what we thought was possible. I often think of like the 4-minute mile. For a long time, people thought no one could run faster than 4 minutes, right? And then Banner did that in the 30s, I think. And then after that, many, many, many people have broken the 4-minute mile. And we've seen this in many different kinds of sporting events, but we see it in other things as well. And so part of it is this mindset, right, that we are looking at in other aspects of this particular transit. What is our mindset, and how can we kind of break out of the boxes that we may have put ourselves in, often unconsciously, not even realizing that we're doing that, and to push out into trying new things and to allow ourselves to really expand and to be creative. Now, the downside of this energy is it can get a little bit of apathy if it's feeling like, oh, I've already done everything. I've already tried everything. What else is there to do, right? It's like, I've been there, done that. And this definitely can happen when you lose a sense of freshness, when you lose that beginner's mind that the Buddhists talk about, right? Because you kind of are like, well, I already did that kind of thing. I already visited that. But the truth is that we can both revisit things that we have experienced before, but because we're different, we're going to experience them differently. Maybe it will take it in a very different way. It's kind of like when you read a book, 5 years later, and you read things that you never saw before. They were still in that book, But you're different, and so you're taking in something new. So while this whole channel is being lit up, and it's being lit up by that spiritual warrior Mars, right? And that Neptune, who is kind of like our spiritual purpose in human design, the question for us is, how are we going to be using that power of that spiritual warrior to be able to be pressing beyond the kind of mindset limitations that have held us captive to ideas that are actually not congruent with what is possible. So we want to be opening up, asking Pluto to be bringing in through that gate 61, what else, right? And to be doing it at the right time. We want to make sure that we're not jumping in wholesale without paying attention to right timing, because of course this is emotional energy, and anytime we have emotional energy, we want to be paying attention to right timing. We want to know that we're aligned emotionally with it, right? We're not acting out of excessive enthusiasm or excessive depression, that kind of thing. And so we want to be coming to this with our very best faculties, available to us. But this can be a very, very fun energy, and it's definitely being lit up in the miracle circuit. So I invite you to tap into this and to see what kind of miracles, what kind of magic is possible for you. So if this transit report or any of the transit reports that I do are useful to you, I would really love to hear from you in the comments about what you took away from this video. Maybe if you have an idea of something that you're going to do differently, or something you're going to open up to, or something you're going to put aside, whatever that might be. It really helps us to learn from each other, and it helps me to know what's of value to you. So go ahead and leave a comment, and of course ask any questions that you have. I'd love to answer your questions. Okay, many blessings, much love.